So yesterday I was just playing Genshin just like any other day, and while I was playing I found some really cool attention to detail and some really secret facts that you probably don't know about, I guess. And yeah, I will share some of those really cool stuff with you today. So if you haven't subscribed this channel yet, please do subscribe. And yeah, now let's start. So the very first fact is really a sad one. If you go to this fountain, which is known as the Fountain of Lucine, well, I guess if you have completed the Archon quest, or even if you have traveled through the map of Fontaine, you must have visited this fountain a few times. So let me tell you that this fountain is connected to Focalor'S. I know many of you might be surprised, but let me tell you that if you go inside this water fountain, you will hear voices of Focalor'S, and it's not a regular voice. It seems like she's crying or something.
I wonder where humans come from.
Well, I don't know what and why she is crying, but this is just so sad. And let me clarify you that this is actually Focalor'S voice, not any other characters. And I think if you have completed the story quest, you know the connection of this fountain to other things as well. I will not give you spoilers, but this fountain has a pretty big role. And while we are talking about the Hydro Archon, let me share some more facts about her. Her name Forena is also spelled Forena, and it means the Roman goddess of springs. And this is a really surprising one. Well, if you all have watched the Fontaine trailer, which I guess most of you have watched, yes, obviously it was released before Fontaine. In the trailer, we see that Focalor'S eyes are same color. Meanwhile, when we see her first appearance in the game, we see that she has different colored eyes. Well, now that's interesting. Is that some last minute changes of the model, or was it just a mistake? Well, we don't know, but I find this really interesting. Maybe Focalor'S is just faking her different color eyes, or maybe not, I don't know. So before we get into another fact, let me tell you that while I was playing Fontaine's story, I was thinking about a certain character who is really great in this courtroom drama and everything. Yes, I was thinking about Yanfei, the first lawyer we all met in the game. I was thinking how it would be if she comes into Fontaine and she defends Linny and Lynette. That would have been a lot more interesting, right? But let me tell you, Yanfei has pretty different views on Fontaine. If you have a friendship level 6 with her, she will have a voiceover saying that Fontaine's legal system is really complicated. Well, she was not wrong though, but I think the reason why she doesn't come to Fontaine is because she doesn't like the politics around here. But what do you guys think? Wouldn't it be great seeing our famous lawyer Yanfei fighting for us in the Fontaine court? Well, I would love to see it. Well, speaking of Fontaine, do you know that the camera, yes, that camera which we used from the beginning of the game, I guess, it originally comes from Fontaine, and it was also told by Zhu when giving us the snapshots world quest. And also rock and roll originates from Fontaine as well. Now I found some really interesting attention to detail in Fontaine. For example, this window where we can see the inside furniture. That's some really cool stuff and details added by Hoyoverse, and this clearly shows that how this game is improving with every new update. I also found stamp markings on the shoes of Focalor'S. Well, I think she just marks around Fontaine, or maybe she signs the legal documents with her foot. Well, I identify as documents for now. And by the way, do you know that Fontaine has a place called Fish? Well, I'm not lying. I don't know how to spell it, but it is like Poisson on the map, and it is a French word, and if you translate it, it means fish.
Poisson. Fish.
Well, who names its city Fish? Or I mean any location. It's just so weird. By the way, the Oceanid buddy is the only buddy in Fontaine that doesn't disappear when you go underwater. Meanwhile, other buddies just disappear. Now, isn't that obvious? By the way, Linny shares his Chinese voice actors with Freminet. Yep, they both have same voice actors in the Chinese version. Well, that would be a really difficult job for the voice actor, I guess. Speaking of Linny, do you know that he and Lynette use very similar voice lines when they die from fall damage, or you can say when they die? In their last moments, both characters call for others' name. Like Lynette will say and Linny will say
Lynette.
Well, that was cringe. By the way, do you know that in the manga, Fontaine is depicted as the nation that is plagued by mysterious disease called the hydroplague, which causes people to cough up blood and eventually die. This disease is said to be caused by the Archon's wrath, and the only cure is a rare herb called the water of life. However, in the game, there is no mention of such disease or a cure, and the Archon is portrayed as a beloved justice seeker ruler who values freedom and equality. Well, I will say that manga is just like DC and the game is just like Marvel. Big difference between the two. Well, now I'm out of facts. So how about I tell you some secret chest locations? Well, Fontaine has a really weird chest locations. Like, it is so secretive that it will be really difficult for you to find it out. The first one is at this place, where you have to kill random birds to get the chest. Yes, it's a totally random encounter. I mean, who will figure it out that, oh yeah, I will kill these birds and I will get a chest? That's just so weird, but interesting as well. Okay, so the next one is more weirder than this. You have to come to this place, which is near the beach, and all you have to do is nothing. Literally nothing. Just wait and watch. These crabs will just dig the chest for you. Well, now that's really weird and random. I mean, who will just go to a random beach and watch some crabs? It's just so random, I don't know. Well, that's it for today, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you with some more interesting facts in my next video. And yeah, now, thanks for watching.